People who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing. The Marxists, the anarchists, the looters, the agitators, the Marxists, the anarchists.
Okay.
Okay, it's episode 152 of Inane Blather. Tons of stuff to talk about. We won't talk about any of it. We'll blather inanely.
As we are wont to do.
Yeah. Classic style. Coming at you, not live, from across the world. Oh, man. All we know is that
the American people are tired of women.
And I didn't turn up my soundboard before I started all this.
Awesome.
So, it's a real professional show. Perfect timing.
Excuse me.
And that's, yeah.
This is absolutely lit.
And if
you're pooping the bed,
then you're along for the ride.
You're in the right place.
Yes. Yeah. You can count yourself as one of the blathering, one of the blathering masses. Anani Ratalb to you.
Anani Ratalb.
Join the cult.
Unto you.
Stop thinking. Don't stop thinking for yourself. Just stop thinking. Just become one of the
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Now, of course,
it's working out for us.
Yeah. Now, of course, so episode 151 last week, we had a great time. It was fun. Shout out to Danae, who's not here this week.
Nope.
I guess.
Shout out to Yay.
Yeah. So I think that's why all the flags have been flying at half-mast, because they knew that Danae wasn't going to be on the podcast
That's what that
this
was
week.
about.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's like we had this episode. It was funny. Even mentioned Charlie Kirk at one point and gave him kudos. And kind of shouted him out in a funny roundabout way. And then the next day, which ended up being the day that I uploaded the show, I think, he inexplicably died, I think, of, you know, he
was it stomach cancer that got him? Or what was it?
Blood loss, I think. I don't know. But
yeah, what is the autopsy on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Bullet wound.
Vaccination, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't treat it like George Floyd, you know. Whether he was, taking any prescription medications
Under
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. We all saw it happen, you know. I mean, at least I saw it happen. And it was pretty shocking, I guess. What's funny is that it took me a little bit to realize, like, oh, yeah, a lot of people just don't want to see that. Because, you haven't been seeing that stuff on the internet or blah, 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 and it might shock you or traumatize you or at least really ruin your day or something, regardless of how you feel about Charlie Kirk. But, me, I was like, damn, holy moly. Like, it was shocking, of course, but, because he was dead. But yeah, I didn't even realize until seeing quite a few comments where people are like, yeah, I didn't really want to see that. Just on the timeline, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Not everyone just wants to see death and gore just in their face
I don't know
without a
about
warning
wanting
first.
to see it.
No, I mean,
mean-
with trigger warnings or whatever. It's like, well, that's the thing. The whole reason it's so shocking or traumatizing or incredible is because it happened in public and we're not at war, you know? It's like we're not in the middle of some sort of coup or civil war or something like that. Whereas all of these places across the world that have been so wonderfully touched by the loving arm of the United States military get to see that shit every fucking day. Just right in front of them. It's like, you know, if you're in Palestine, you get to see a 6-year-old where that happens to them right in front of you. You know, I mean, that's happened 60,000 times. Well,
you watch them starve to death. I mean, you're watching little emaciated children. I mean, it's like, I don't know what's more
just kind of
upsetting.
Interesting to think
I don't know. I feel like it's like to be desensitized to stuff like that, like what that means. I wasn't really, I don't care about Charlie Kirk at all. I mean, like, I hate, I'm good riddance. We reap what you sow, all that kind of stuff. It was interesting, but I have seen so many cops killing people. Like, I've seen so many, they release the footage of stuff like that. It's maybe not quite as, like, there's a lot of blood in his, like, it's so shocking, but you see, like, in these other things, like, oh my God, like, Tamir Rice or whatever, like a 12-year-old kid. I mean, the cops come screaming up, shoot him. Obviously, like you said, George Floyd and all that. So it's just not, it's really just not that shocking because there's so much gun violence in America. It's really telling of, like, how, I mean, some people, it's like, well, yeah, I've seen all this, or I've been following what's, happening in Gaza, or I've, seen these other news stories that are just as,
I grew up on the internet.
To me, but even then, it's in the news. Mm-hmm. There's, like, starving children with their ribs poking out of their bellies is like, if that doesn't make you sick to your fucking stomach, then I don't really, I mean, like, if that, whatever, maybe blood is, like, a different thing, but it's like literally children are dying, like, gasping their last breath because they don't have enough food, dying in their mother's arms, who can't breastfeed them anymore, whatever, just like all weak and suffering and totally skin and bones. It's like, that right there is truly disturbing, in my opinion. Gun violence, again, it's not good to see people die or anything. Charlie Kirk,
hot take.
I'm less affected because I'm like, God damn, you literally, like, I can quote you fucking asking for this. So I just couldn't give less of a shit. People being gunned down police, obviously, I feel a little differently about. It's really horrible to see. But it is also, horrible for those kids that were there, that it's like, oh shit, this is a mass fucking shooting event, you know, which it didn't happen.
It was like an assassination, which is what's even more strange about it, where it's like, well, you're in America where you can just witness or be part of a public shooting at any moment.
And there was a school shooting that day.
Yeah, exactly. There was a shooting in Colorado that day. And the Charlie Kirk assassination was a school shooting. I mean, it happened at a college campus, but, even so, even despite the context being different, that it was, a targeted murder, it was still an obviously deranged person with access to a firearm who had been, now we know the alleged shooter has been, like, raised on firearms for his entire life. It's like so American.
Pictures of him with a bazooka.
Yeah, since he was an infant, as we saw in the New York Post, because they had mislabeled their caption. We were just reading before we started the show.
It said he was holding a bazooka in 2003.
Yeah.
And he's only 22 years old in 2025.
So, obviously, it was supposed to be 2023 from the looks of the picture, I think. But I don't think he looked like that with that sort of musculature at age 0. But because I'm not sure when his birthday was. If he had been born yet in April 2003. And it's like, plus it's like, damn, his family took a lot of pictures back then. I don't know, 2003.
Pictures
wow.
with bazookas.
Yeah. It's a special day when you get to hold your first bazooka as an American child. But
it's like a debutante ball sort of situation. That's our culture here in America. And that's what, it's interesting. After it happened, Umberto and I were saying like how it's not funny, but it is laughable to think of gun control legislation coming out of this. It is such a joke.
Well, I mean, that's
in
like,
America.
Is that actually irony? Since we all don't actually know what irony is, I feel like that's irony. That's ironic, right?
It just really is like, just truly, we will not do anything about the horrible, horrible gun problem that we have here in America. Gun control won't work. It's like it literally works every single place that it's enacted. We account
it works
for
in
20%,
America when they enact it.
20% of the gun-related deaths in the world are from America, and we are 5% of the population.
This is perfect. I mean, we don't set anything up. This is perfect for what I was going to get into. I can just mention, we don't have to talk about Charlie Kirk all that much.
We'll just be like Trump and move on and talk about the Rose Garden or whatever. He's like, yeah, that sucks. Anyways, did you see that they put my chairs out at the Rose Garden?
My thoughts. I said it on my own Twitter. I reposted. I took a quote from a piece in The Nation, which said, "There is no requirement to take part in this whitewashing campaign, and refusing to join in doesn't make anyone a bad person. It's a choice to write an obituary that begins, quote, Joseph Goebbels was a gifted marketer and loving father to 6 children." Because that's true.
Sure.
But you don't have to write it that way. And that's kind of my thoughts. Is like, I mean, people talk about celebrating his death, and some people do, but I don't think I do. It's just my idea is, I said, you don't have to justify murder, for God's sake, but you aren't forced to mourn an asshole or to whitewash someone's record out of politeness. There's no reason. It's stupid, and don't give this to them. You're gonna be asked to, and you're gonna feel like, I mean, in terms of like figures or publicly and stuff like that, it's gonna feel like that all the time with these fucking people. But it's just so stark with this fucking guy because he was killed in public, at a young age. But it's like, if George W. Bush died tomorrow, oh my gosh, I was no part of it. I'm right here in Washington. Imagine it just happens, But it's like, suddenly, it's going to be like, I think Chapo said, I don't know if it was way back or if they were referencing it, if it was from the new one, talking about Charlie Kirk's murder. But it was like, Donald Trump dies, and it's these fucking mainstream journalists and these libs and these people are going to be referring to him as controversial president Donald Trump. It's like, fuck that. You don't have to do that out of politeness to these people. The fact that someone died doesn't change what they did when they were alive. It just doesn't. Yeah. So I don't.
In fact, you know what it does? It cements their fucking legacy as a horrible piece of shit that literally said it's worth children dying at school to never have universal background checks. I don't know. Is that irony to then get your throat shot as you're talking about some racist bullshit about gun violence?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so
it really just proves like who you are. Now you're dead. You can never change. That is who you are, and you were a horrible piece of shit. And if we talk about it 5 years from now, or the day it happens, you were still the same person. So I don't, all this grieving time, all this bullshit about him being a father makes me
but just like
sick.
Just like from that
what
quote.
I told you.
So was Goebbels. So
what I told you, I was like, he's not, in my opinion, just because he busted a couple nuts inside of his wife, I don't even think that really even... he's not like a father, in my opinion. If you don't give a shit about little kids getting their heads blown in first fucking grade, you only care about your children, you're not fit to be a father. You're not fit. Yeah. You're not even a human being. You know, this has been on...
He was just on Jubilee like 6 months ago, talking about how he would... he believes that his 10-year-old daughter would have to carry the rapist's baby to term. So, fuck that. I don't care about the whole father thing. I mean,
but all of
tons of horrible people are fathers.
He's not... He's like barely a human being. These people that are like him, he's not a human being missing. At all anymore. He's dead worm food or whatever. They're truly missing like humanity. All this stuff, I just, think about this a lot about kids and school shootings. I saw a picture, I never really seen a picture before of like an aftermath of a school shooting too much. There was a picture inside a classroom at Uvalde, and there's just blood everywhere.
Uvalde was just bad. Yeah, they had to
DNA test kits to see who it was.
They
just
couldn't
totally
identify
blown
the bodies.
To pieces.
Yeah,
so disgusting. Watch that Lindsay Ellis video, on empathy, and I just was like crying the first part, thinking about Mr. Rogers and just like the lack of care for children is like that's a sign. Like you talk about sociopaths and stuff like that. It's like that is like the least human you can be, is to not care about children.
But
like
the point is that doesn't mean that you want them to be murdered outside of any other context whatsoever. I mean, but if they
I'm not saying that.
But I'm saying, but my point is, if they do get murdered, you don't have to care because it's like, okay, so it's like, whatever. If you think that they should just be murdered, then it's fair game for them to think that your people can be murdered. That's just called just war. I mean, it's like so Martin Luther King Jr. gets murdered. That's the type of thing that happens. It's like, no, I don't believe in capital punishment. I'm saying that literally
the world is a better place. That's different than capital punishment. This is accountability from the human species saying, you don't deserve to be around. I'm not saying that's what happens.
Literally,
I'm saying
capital punishment.
Capital punishment is from the government.
Yeah, and the government is the people choosing to enact these things. I'm saying that's literally what so if you're saying it's good for society to remove this person,
yes, I'm saying punishment. How it happens, they're not going to change. They're making the world a worse place. They're bad for the world. If something's bad in my garden, weeds and bullshit like that, you rip it out. Sure. There is no changing these people. There is no changing these people. He says children in schools deserve to die. There is no changing these people. They're not people. Because, like, verifiably, objectively, it's like you have truly lost what everyone in the entire world agrees makes us different than all these fucking animals on the planet. It's what sets us apart, our moral universe. And that is like encompassed in the way that we feel about the innocence of children. You have lost that. You've lost whatever. You deserve every horrible thing that happens to you.
Yeah. See, I believe in, I just believe in rehabilitation and re-education way more than that. That's fascist rhetoric. I mean, anyone, I'm just saying, if they die, you don't have to be sad about it, but I don't think that they should be killed. That's just the way that it goes. But that's why I'm saying we don't have to talk about Charlie Kirk. But because, for one thing, talking like that,
yeah, I'm sure like slave owners, they would have been really so easy to rehabilitate too. All those slave owners, like what they did after the fact, they really got rehabilitated. America became such a better place with that attitude of compassion instead of just executing them, like they did in France.
Well,
so I don't know.
And now in France, they're so much better off. It's just another neoliberal government,
better off
like
than
ours.
America. I'll tell you that much. They don't have people being gunned down every single fucking day. That's a stupid, disingenuous question, and you know it. France is way better off than America. They have way stronger social support, public schooling, all that stuff, way better than ours, and they don't have 20% of the fucking gun deaths in the world.
And you
they don't
think
have
it's
school
because
shootings
of that?
Almost every single day. I think it's because of less of this capitulating with white supremacist pieces of shit. That's for sure.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, I think I think that would go to the fact that we have this constitutional Second Amendment issue and a setup that has completely cemented constitutional amendments and made it almost impossible to change.
Except for when you want to enact gun control on Black Panther Party, then it's very easy to enact things like that against, people of color. It's really easy to take away their guns and those kinds of things. But, just like in all the other ways, upholding a system of white supremacy. So,
Well,
that's what they did in California.
And there's still shootings all the time. What are you saying?
I'm saying they'll do it when it hurts black people and brown people, But they'll do it to police them.
So are you saying that they enacted gun control?
Yeah. They did.
And
pretty famously.
Did it last? Did it work?
Well, it sure took guns out of the hands of the people trying to police their own communities.
Sure.
Is the Black Panther... is the Black Panther Party like a really big party in the United States now?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just was making sure.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm saying, it's just not that simple. It's just not that simple. But
thanks.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I just think keeping it that simple is how you get to fascist rhetoric, saying that these people are animals and have lost their humanity and don't deserve to be around.
Even when they have Joseph Goebbels,
Sure. Yeah,
literally
I think
all these fucking Nazi doctors cutting pregnant women open. All these guys, it's like, so what are they? You're going to rehabilitate these literal monsters? It's just such a joke.
Yeah. But, yeah. I just don't think Charlie Kirk was Joseph Goebbels, It's just
I just think he's just a mouthpiece for a fascist regime who, kidnaps people and, like all these kinds of things, all these horrible things, instead of trains, they use planes and all that kind of stuff. Supermax prison, all that kind of stuff. He's just the total mouthpiece for it and normalizing it, to the point that, now we're at the point Nick Fuentes has had dinner with, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, because of people like Charlie Kirk has just keep pushing over to the right, 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 pushing for us to have our air poisoned and our water poisoned, to have total climate collapse. So it's like, okay, so he wasn't literally Joseph Goebbels because he wasn't alive in the 1930s, but
no,
it's like,
that's not what I mean.
What's the fucking difference?
A lot is the difference. And either way, no matter what you say, you're not going to get me to a point of saying that I want to put people up against the wall.
I'm not telling you to, but you're just shutting down the conversation, ending on your opinion.
Oh, yeah,
I can have a different opinion than you, and you interrupted me to say it, so, I want to have the last word.
Okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, sure. No, I get you. But let's see, what was it? Crap. Oh, okay. So, because of the gun control thing, that's what was funny, is I put in my notes. Let's see. Oh, for one thing, I put in my notes, after this, where I live, flags have been at half-mast for like 4 days after that.
I saw it at the event that we were at on Saturday. The cops there, they had a flag on their little golf cart thing, and it was at half-mast.
Yeah, exactly. At the post office. At the U.S. Post Office, which... I don't know how they do that, and I was going to ask Danae, and then I realized that she wasn't going to be here this week, so I was going to say, well, what are the rules with that, with the Postal Service, but I'm not sure if she would know. But yeah, from that day, all through the weekend, they were at half-mast, which was crazy. But, let's see, it was the Conservapedia. I was looking at... what we wanted to find in Conservapedia. And I was like, because I want to... Conservapedia. God dang.
Wait, I just have one more point to make, is that being a fascist is a choice. Being black is not a choice. Being gay is not a choice. These guys could just, if you don't want to be treated like someone that needs to be culled from the herd, maybe join the herd,
Exactly.
Join the rest of us. You have a choice, and if you choose not to...
Exactly.
Well, I guess that's your choice.
Exactly.
That's where they're pro-choice, as long as they can choose fascism.
That's the one thing that got to me, was someone telling me, it is kind of crazy, even though it's, not likely. It's never likely. But the fact that someone dying like that for their political beliefs, I mean, that it just ends it right there. Technically, he could have changed. It's like, if I died at 21... You have to wait till
he's taking his last breath.
Yeah, if I died at 21, I would have died being a climate change denying libertarian. That's the way it goes. And it was just a weird thought where I'm like, man, and it's like, he was kind of young. It's like, well, he was 31.
It's not like he was like some country bumpkin like you. Yeah. He had a platform of millions of people access.
At 21, I'd already attended more college than Charlie Kirk.
Well, he had access to a lot of different things. Yeah. He had supposed debates, and he literally chose to never change.
Yep. When I was thinking about it, too, I was like, well... Of course, because it's not likely. And it sucks that how unlikely it is for someone like that to change for the better, for not just for the better, but change to facts, change to reality, of what's better for the world, or, let alone seeing things through a Marxist lens or something like that. But it's because...
What would it take to disillusion that motherfucker?
Yeah, exactly. It's because from the beginning, he's been pumped full of money. And his life has been made better and better and better by the people. It's the entire idea of capitalism, reinforcing itself, taking the pieces, the entire propaganda part of capitalism and the right wing, and why it exists, and why it's so viable all the time, because it works for itself. And it's like,
I thought about that, about how I don't feel the same about Charlie Kirk's supporters as I do about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm like, they fell down the rabbit hole and he helped dig it.
Yeah.
And they fell down because they were pushed by ads or algorithms or whatever, the capitalist, and the money that he can spend on all that kind of stuff. But he was the one out there saying it, helping dig the rabbit hole for them to fall in.
Yeah.
So,
and
I feel...
Yeah, because as soon as he started was with... I just think it's crazy, like, how, quote-unquote, normal it is for this whole thing, or how... I don't know, almost lauded it is. You know, you see in his immediate obituaries kind of thing, talking about the life of Charlie Kirk, where it's like, I mean, impressive. So, you know, quote unquote, starting at 18, that he started doing all this stuff. Like, that's crazy, right? He started Turning Point USA at 18, and he's been doing this ever since. But it's like at 18 some will just say that he got some investors, and then other ones will just say like
omit that? Yeah.
No, others will just say straight up, with the help of Foster Freeze and the other guy, whatever his name is, Foster Freeze. I always remember that name because it seems so fucking made up. I hate that name. But the dude's a billionaire, and he's been his like, it's the entire reason he got off the ground in the first place, because he is a fucking conservative dork who was writing into Fox News when he was 17 and tweeting at Tucker Carlson and stuff like that about how liberal bias must be eliminated. It's like, it needs an undergirding of like capital support, you know, and it has to keep reinforcing itself. But you're right, it's like those supporters, they're the ones being propagandized. He's the propagandist, right? So, and with that whole idea of people can change, you know, it can happen. It's like, well, it sucks way more for some 40-year-old dipshit. Like, even though he's further along, it's like, if he dies, and it's like, well, he could have changed, you know? He was some MAGA moron. You just think of this, like, technically, like, philosophically, it's like, he could have changed. And it's like, and it's way more likely that he could have, because he was one step away from being completely fucked by these people that he follows, you know? And it's like, someone in the propagandist's position, someone in Charlie Kirk's position, is not, ever. Like, you're not close to being fucked over at all. You've made it. You're made. You're good to go. Even if you fall out of their good graces, even if you're Tucker Carlson, you get fired from Fox News and stuff, you've been rich from the beginning. It doesn't matter. Like, it stinks. Like, it's just...
Stinks on ice.
Stinks on ice.
That's
yeah,
why...
But yeah, you do feel way more for the people, and especially the ones that are so psychotic about what has happened. Like, it is genuinely frightening, some of these people. What's funny is that I wanted to just keep saying, well, we're not going to talk about Charlie Kirk, though, because I knew that we would just use it as a way to keep going off about it, and then name it, you know, not talking about Charlie Kirk or something.
Didn't even mention him.
But
yeah, well, they say the love of money is the root of all evil. And I think the guys who back Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk himself, it shows. I mean, it's like...
Foster Freeze pretty much pulled the trigger. No.
Yeah, that's... I'm like Charlie Kirk's parents. No. God, I don't believe in the death penalty, but goddamn, you guys did a bad job. Watching Fox News when he's 17 and stuff, weren't you, like, sort of monitoring this psycho that you had for a son? Good God.
You let him go to school like that?
He's like literally a school shooter type, except too much of a dork to do it.
Yeah,
he's not that kind of weird loser. He's a different kind of weird loser.
Ben Shapiro type, yeah.
Wearing a suit to school or something.
Just
God.
Mental illness is when you're right wing.
But
capitalism is bad.
Oh man, that is true. I want to get that tattooed. Capitalism is bad.
I'm gonna get.
It's
May
succinct.
Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
Just kidding. What I'm actually gonna get tattooed is.
I believe Israel has a right to defend itself unconditionally from every child in the occupied Palestinian territories.
And Nani Ratab.
And then underneath that, it'll say Charlie Kirk. What a vehement Israel defender. No,
Yeah.
I wish, but it was so perfect because we don't ever have perfect segues in this show. And then this was like 20 minutes ago. But because you had said, oh yeah, he was killed right when he was talking about gun control, or he was
Racist
talking about
gun violence,
shootings. Oh, and then, but I had, maybe it wasn't even that good of a segue. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself. Oh boy. Oh.
They've been known to.
But I was just looking through the front page of Conservapedia, and oh my god, I just realized, and just going through, because they have popular articles at Conservapedia, but then I just realized that they're not in any particular order. And oh crap!
It's just like links, not like dates or
because
anything.
The
it's
first one is romanticism, and that's not right. But I had opened the. Oh, here it is. The Conservapedia page on gun control, and
timely.
So check this out. Check this shit out.
Oh
right
boy,
here.
I can't wait.
This is propaganda.
Gun control is a term used by liberals when advocating laws that violate the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution.
Fucking losers.
Gun control is designed to disarm people by restricting the lawful purchase, ownership, or carrying of guns under the guise of public safety. Studies show that increasing lawful access to guns results in less overall crime. With a citation. But leftists push gun control because it increases the dependency of voters on government for protection, while disarming citizens from any self-defense against violent crime or tyranny such as genocide. So, I saw this. Studies show that increasing lawful access to guns results in less overall crime, and it kind of...
It's
kind of rose my sniffer. It raised my sniffer.
That common saying.
That common phrase. And so I found this for number one. This citation is from Shall Issue, The New Wave of Concealed Handgun Permit Laws by Kramer C. and Copel D., Golden, Colorado, the Independence Institute issue, October 17th, 1994. Okay, so...
So far, so good.
Yeah, so it's already... Okay, but you can find it, the entire PDF, right here. So... This is the new wave
story of a girl
of concealed handgun permit laws. And the entire thing is talking about how
gun control works.
Yes! It is! It's talking about
I knew it.
Concealed carry permits with background checks helps public safety. Like, and that's so, and the way that they word it is increasing what did they call it? They say increasing lawful access to guns. It's like, no, you just mean passing laws about guns, and people are just accessing guns in that way. Like, it's talking about
the word lawful tipped me off immediately.
Concealed carry permits. Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, Clayton E. Kramer and David B. Copel, It appeared in Tennessee Law Review 62-3, spring 1995. About a third of the states have adopted laws requiring that citizens who pass a background check and a safety class must be granted a permit to carry a concealed firearm for protection if they apply. And even this paper, the intro to it is, critics of carry reform have predicted that blood will flow in the streets as hot-tempered citizens shoot each other in trivial disputes.
And here we are. Yeah.
Analysis of murder rates in carry reform states show that fears of reform opponents have been unfounded. Careful study of homicide trends in these states reveal that carry reform has not led to an increased homicide rate. In Florida, for example, a murder rate that was 36% above the national average when carry reform went into effect in 1987 fell by 1991 to 4% below the national average. It's like, yeah, it's great, but
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like, yeah, it's regulation, it's
4% for just that thing.
Yeah, it's about
just that bit of gun control.
A well-regulated militia with access to firearms. Yeah, exactly. It's about that.
Where'd you get that? The Communist Manifesto?
Exactly.
Communists.
Whoever talks about a well-regulated militia. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, their whole study here, it has links to every state that did it, at least back then. This is 1994.
I'm laughing about how they say you're gonna fight back against tyranny like genocide. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm sure they're big Hamas supporters. My goodness. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Right after that sentence, supporters of gun control need only to look at leftist dictatorships such as Venezuela. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. They got a couple of...
Is Venezuela probably a link?
Yeah. Oh, Venezuela is a link. But
Venezuela's a link, all right.
We've got, let's see, 2 citations next to that.
About Venezuela?
Yeah, well, supporters of gun control need only to look at leftist dictatorships, such as Venezuela. First one, MSNBC Venezuela coverage shows why U.S. founders wanted an armed citizenry. From Breitbart News. So just a fucking opinion piece from Breitbart.
Article. Yeah.
And then number 5.
Oh, yeah, an opinion piece, not even a news article.
Yeah. MSNBC reporters' remarks illustrate need for right to keep and bear arms. So an opinion piece from The New American. A segment on left-leaning MSNBC provided, perhaps unwittingly, a powerful lesson in why we need to keep the Second Amendment and protect the right to keep and bear arms. Liberal anchor Andrea Mitchell expressed surprise that socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro is still clinging to power. Oh, man. Oh, because there was a comment on MSNBC during that report saying, because Nicolas Maduro controls the military, you have to understand in Venezuela, gun ownership is not something that is open to everybody. So if the military have the guns, they have the power. So, boom, that MSNBC reporter just gave it to him.
Man.
Sanders, what a stupid thing to say, to then say, like, Sanders then added, so long as Nicolas Maduro controls the military, he controls the country. No shit. What the fuck?
See, this is like this illusion of like that you'd be, or delusion rather, that you'd be like some sort of like fucking John Wick or some sort of cowboy if the American military came down to drone strike you. Like you could shoot even a bazooka at it. Be like, well, yeah, good luck. We got plenty of that. And it's like, our president controls the military. That's what presidents do, right? Like all of them, like across the entire world. That's how leadership of a country works.
Well, they address that in this article. Advocates of private gun ownership are often ridiculed when they make this very argument. The right to keep and bear arms is critical because it is the last line of defense against a tyrannical government. But in Venezuela, we have a textbook example of why this is true. And then they don't really say why. They just say that.
What textbook do you get that out of?
All they get to say is that, well, see, look, those people don't have guns, and they don't have control of the government. The guy who in charge of the military does.
Wow, that's airtight.
Really makes you think. Really makes you think.
Yeah, it makes me think about who wrote that article.
Steve, literally named Steve Byas.
That's like, man, satire
B-Y-A-S.
is dead.
Steve Byas.
Let's
see what else this guy's written. That was in 2019. Let's see if he's done anything. He's a university instructor of history and government. What? Oh,
where?
God. And the author of, man, there's no links to anything. This website stinks. Oh, here we go. This was he just wrote it. And the author of History's Greatest Libels. Oh my God.
That just flew off the shelves.
This is the worst title. The full title is History's Greatest Libels, a challenge to some of the greatest lies of history.
That's so bad.
It's a it's a book by Steve Byas, however you pronounce his name, I don't know, published in 2020 that argues the historical record has been distorted by the political left to undermine the principles of limited government, free enterprise, and individual liberty. Individual liberty, the things from the left of the French Revolution. Anyway, Byas challenges the widely accepted lies or myths, aiming to correct what he sees as the misrepresentations and politicized distortions of the past. I want to check out this.
Can you see the book? I know.
Ooh,
is it like
31-page preview in Google Books?
Oh, hell yeah. From the beginning? Is there
As I stood at the tomb of George Washington during my trip to Mount Vernon, I was struck by the Bible verse on the wall.
You're like, ouch!
Taken by the...
bumped my head.
I wasn't watching where I was walking.
Yeah, like God came out and smacked you with a Bible verse.
I was struck by a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Taken from the Gospel of John, it is a quotation from Jesus. Wow, that's cool.
Oh,
to reassure Martha... Washington? No, the sister of Jesus' dead friend, Lazarus. What a weird way to put it. I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Strange, I thought. Strange that a deist would have at his burial plot a statement of belief in the bodily resurrection of Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm sure you thought that.
Yeah, it was just stroking my chin.
Since deists believe in a creator of the universe who otherwise does not intervene in human affairs, belief in just about any Christian doctrine, much less the belief in the literal physical resurrection of its founder, would be a flat contradiction.
What?
Oh my gosh, he goes on to say, like, he's talking about... Oh, that's because I didn't even read that. This is starting off with libel number 1, is that George Washington, he believes, was a Christian, not a deist. So, because he was struck by this Bible verse. So,
I mean, he wasn't a Christian? I don't know. I always thought his faith really informed who he was.
I mean, you know... No, I don't know.
Or I mean, he was.
No, well, that type of he's like, oh, history's greatest libels. It's like, actually, some think that he was this one particular type of Christian believer, and I think he was different.
He was a different kind. That's what I mean. I'm like,
because if
okay, and this is history's
people say that he's
libel?
a deist, where he believes in actually the same God that I do, and he reads the Bible, and everyone did back then. But
he has a Bible. He has a Jesus quote on his tomb. What do you mean this is the greatest libel? It's
that's
like
what
it's right
made
in
him
front
think
of you.
about it.
Yeah. It's like because it was right in front of me, so fucking clear.
Otherwise?
That's what I'm like.
Oh my God!
I don't really know the difference between all the Christianity.
Yeah,
so.
really. Others point to Washington's frequent public references to God as the author of life or as divine providence. Like, he just goes on and on about that.
About all these examples about how he is a Christian that are well documented? Is that what they mean?
Oh, wow. Libel number 2. Thomas Jefferson had... What do you think?
Slaves? Oh.
Close?
Syphilis.
No.
Oh.
Take it a step further with the slaves.
No.
Had children with his slaves.
No way. They're saying that's a lie.
Yes.
What? Oh my God.
Oh, that's number 2 in this book.
Another well-documented thing.
Hey, this guy's a history instructor at blank state or whatever, because it did not say what school he instructed history at, which he instructed history. Because I'm an English professor,
this
obviously.
Disgusting bug in my room, and Marcel's chasing it. Ew, it's on my pillow.
Don't refer to Humby like that. Gosh.
Trump's a racist, they scream. Stop him!
Get it.
Thomas Jefferson is rightly placed on the short list of the greatest persons in American history. Blah, 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 blah. Jefferson, the man who doubled the size of the United States with the Louisiana Purchase. Instead,
the native people love that.
University of Virginia, Declaration of Independence, blah, 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 yada, yada. Yet those very words haunt a historical reputation because, people have rights, and then he had slaves. Because this charge is not new, going back to the days when Jefferson resided in the White House. Okay. Because the rumor originated from a man of questionable reputation, a known political enemy, infamous for his vicious smear tactics, it was routine for most historians to dismiss the charge. Even claims by a son of Sally Hemings that Thomas Jefferson was his father were easily refuted. How? What are we getting
Citation?
into here?
Yeah.
After all, how would her son know about an alleged sexual relationship between his mother and the master of Monticello, which had to have taken place before his birth? How would he know?
Oh my God, that is incredible. This is art right here. If this was satire,
wow. Jesus criminy. In 1976, historian Fawn M. Brody made the case in her Thomas Jefferson, An Intimate History, that Jefferson's supposed affair with Sally began while he served as our minister to France in the 1780s while she was still in her teens. Okay. According to Brody, Jefferson was actually talking about... I don't even want to read this.
What?
I don't want to say this stuff.
Say it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, in her teens. According to Brody, Jefferson was actually talking about Sally's smooth mulatto contours in his 25 pages of notes from his 1788 tour in France and Germany.
So, but also, how is
Brody
this refuting?
charged that Jefferson's references 8 times to the mulatto soil of the hills and valleys of those two countries were really not about the soil, but rather his mixed blood slave concubine. Despite this book's explosive thesis that Jefferson had taken the 14-year-old Sally to Paris with him and his daughters and commenced the sexual relationship then, fathering a child with her in France, the ugly accusation received little traction until the release of DNA findings in 1998 in the English journal Nature.
That totally proved her to be right.
The motivation
so what is
for
this
the
argument against it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. For those who are aghast at modern politics, viewing it as a rough and tumble business, smears and accusations are not recent innovations. Shut the fuck up, dude.
So he's just saying there's DNA evidence, and he's like, yeah, it's one of the biggest lies, huh? Like,
man, this is taking up most of my preview here. I want to see what else he's got. Libel number 3 out of history's biggest smears, biggest lies, libels. James Polk went to war against Mexico to obtain Texas. I've always thought that.
That's one of the great. Yeah, when I learned that in history,
there's no way he didn't.
What? Yeah. I was like, I forgot he was a president. His last name is Polk.
I thought, did he start that audio company?
Yeah. So what did he go to Mexico for then?
I hate this guy. I settled into the chair for a long overdue haircut, and the young Hispanic woman struck up a conversation as haircutters are prone to do.
What the fuck?
Why, dude? What the fuck?
What are you... And bad writing, as they're prone to do. Shut up. God.
Exactly. Yeah. And dumbass conservative so-called historians are prone to write shitty books.
Yeah.
Look at you.
It's in their DNA.
Predictably, she inquired as to what I did for a living, and I told her that I was a college history professor. After a few more such questions... God...
You went to college? God.
After a few more such questions, she asked me, quote, when it was, unquote, that the United States had, quote, taken, unquote, Texas from Mexico. I'm so sure this happened. I am 100%
classic hairdresser talk, am I right?
100% sure that this absolutely, totally happened. I considered my response for a moment. Well, actually... That's his voice. No. The United States did not take Texas from Mexico. Texas won its independence from Mexico in the Texas Revolution, and it was almost a decade later that Texas was admitted into the United States as a state. She was clearly perplexed, and I offered, perhaps you were thinking of California, which Mexico lost in the war with the United States in 1848. She jabbed me in the back of the head with the scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, senor.
God.
She offered in broken English as he wrote.
Texas was already like a state.
Yeah, it was the Republic of Texas.
Oh,
there's this whole thing. Yeah, it's different than There are two separate conflicts going on here, and there was a purchase as well. But oh my God. The young woman had learned her history in Mexico before her family moved to the United States. I had to wonder just what is taught in the schools of Mexico about the circumstances in which the Republic of Mexico lost Texas, with it only later becoming a state in the United States. Actually, I doubt it if it is a whole lot different than what is taught in the schools north of the Rio Grande River. The belief that the United States went to war so as to tear Texas away from Mexico is widely held on both sides of the border, and is yet another example of what I call historical libel. with President James Knox Polk. God.
Ew, what a horrible name.
Jimmy Knox
you got an
Polk.
X and a K? Yeah. Ugh.
Cast as the arch villain in the whole affair. But it is not true.
So did the United States not help at all with Texas? Gaining their independence from the Republic of Texas?
Hold it right there. Don't ask this guy. That's all I'm going to say.
What's the next libel?
I mean, it is Steve Byas. I don't know because pages 24 to 130 are not shown in this preview. Darn.
I thought it was a 35-page preview.
Let's see. He did just write an article in the New American August 26th. Church and state keeping government out of religion. Union daughters
but not
supporting
religion out of government.
Restoring Arlington Monument. He writes quite a bit. Trump demands that Washington's NFL team change its name back to Redskins. And he's just kind of doing news stuff here. Ooh, why Trump won in 2024. He wrote that July 23rd, 2025.
Timely.
Oh, okay. Because it's his review of this book, Butler, The Untold Story of the Near Assassination of Donald Trump and the Fight for America's Heartland by Selena Zito. Yeah. This book is the story of the 2024 presidential election, centering on the almost successful assassination of Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th of that year. The author, Selena Zito, was positioned within a few feet of Trump when he was shot in the ear. Yeah, if only. Make him... I guess I was going to say...
What's his face had been on the case.
I was going to say, well, yeah, I could make it... I was thinking, like, with his ear, it'd make him hard to... I was like, well, he doesn't listen. Yeah, I guess that's different. It's like, you'd have to shoot him in the mouth. Make him talk less and hear more. Yeah. Yeah. So either way, I don't know how we got here. But
I'm sort of obsessed
Steve
with Conservapedia.
Is my favorite new writer, and Conservapedia is my favorite new website. Oh, yeah. That's because, he wrote the article 6 years ago about how MSNBC reporters' remarks illustrate need for right to keep and bear arms. Because, as Mr. Steve Byas said, it's so clearly illustrated, despite that constant argument with, how we call these right-wing nut jobs. Like, what are you gonna do? Pull out a bazooka against the U.S. military? It's like, well, look, we were just proven right. Look at Venezuela. They don't have guns. And they don't have any control.
Over the military.
Yeah, exactly. And Maduro's in control. Look at that. Because he has the military.
Think about that. Yeah.
I think of that often now. I don't have a gun. Pfft, Trump has the military. And look who's president. I mean, would you look at that?
Such a good point. That is such a good point. Wow. He really, shut the gun control debate down with that,
Checkmate, liberals. But it also goes to show that once I get a gun,
you will have control over the military.
Yes, I will be president. So, checkmate, liberals once again. So,
I just want to know what the rest of those libels were, so maybe next week.
Yeah,
we'll
I know.
A copy.
I'll have to buy the book. I'll have to find a used I'll have to get a gun and then steal a copy from someone at gunpoint. Yeah, rob a bookstore and be like...
They're like, we don't have that
Venezuela or something. I guess.
Yeah. You haven't read it, obviously.
And I'd be like, hey,
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Yep, that's all it is. So, well...
That went slightly better than the worst it could have possibly gone.
And shout out to Aaron Brown. Shout out to Amanda.
And Danae.
Danae's not here.
Hi, Danae.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Discontent Provider. Pretty much the only person that commented on my Twitter take. It was very interesting.
Nice. Bye.
Bitches leave.
Love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.